sure what to have for dinner, that's when I fall back on breakfast. These are the Southern style O'Brien, which means they have onions and peppers in them. All right, I've got them into my skillet, and if you really want to make them tasty, add some bacon grease. But to keep this dinner really easy, I'm going to use some Black Forest ham lunch meat because we don't eat this fast enough, and it's easy to prep and add to a dish like this. All I'm doing is laying it out on the cutting board, and I made some cuts this way, and now I'm gonna just go that way. I have seasoned up these potatoes and ham with just some salt and pepper. If you've ever wondered how many chickens you would need to get a sufficient amount of eggs, it's not very many. We are now getting 4 eggs a day, sometimes less because of the heat and the weather that we're having. And then one of our girls just started laying, so she's giving us these itty bitty little eggs, brown eggs. But we also get some that are like this, these jumbos. So I betcha there's a double yolker in here. So we're gonna crack this one open today and get a look. Now people will say whenever you are cracking a fresh egg that you should crack it into a bowl and not directly into your food. So what do? Right into the pan. But I was right, there's 2 yolks. Those are eggs from our Leghorns. They are the best layers, I swear. Beautiful. I'm super excited about how rich those yolks look. My hens have been foraging a lot lately and doing a lot of free ranging. So apparently they are getting some good protein from the yard. So now that my eggs are nice and fluffy, I'm gonna add some cheese next. Truly is a really quick and easy 1-pan meal. We get so many eggs that it helps if we have a breakfast for dinner and use them up. Nobody in my family ever complains if I want to make breakfast for dinner. We love it. All right, here is my plate tonight. And I know like a couple of videos back I mentioned putting salt on watermelon, but I am also hooked on salting my apple. Anyway, there is dinner for tonight. So quick and so easy, and we love it. We love it. We have burgers pretty much weekly. Doesn't matter if it's summer or winter, fall or spring. It's just one of our favorites. And to me, they're super easy. And it's also a food that you can change up in different ways. So you're not always eating the same burger with cheese or whatever. So today I am gonna just chop up some onion and put it right in the meat. I've got my ground beef in a bowl. I'm just gonna throw those onions in. Got the frying pan preheating on my stove. Just adding a little Worcestershire sauce, some garlic powder, black pepper, some salt. Gonna get in there with my hands, get it all mixed in, and then just get some burger patties made up. These burgers are perfect for people like me who like onions but don't like raw onions on your burger. So this way I get to enjoy the flavor of onions without the yucky crunch that I don't like. want to show these burgers before I put the cheese on. Well, I have been using the heck out of my air fryer this summer. This time I just put my bun in the air fryer to get it a little crispy, just so it doesn't mush up and fall apart. Do a little mustard and ketchup as well. Just gonna have some chips on the side, and that is it. That's dinner today. Love me some burgers. Just wanted to give you a little look inside of that burger with all those onions just kind of rolling out. And I also want to show you my pickles situation, because what in the world? They will not finish off anything in this house. They left a half a pickle in the jar. And I am dying because they will not finish off anything. I swear, they will leave a bite of something in the refrigerator in the container. I guess so that no one can say that they ate the last of it or all of it. I don't know, but I really want this pickle, obviously. So I'm gonna have a half of a pickle with my burger and my chips today, and that is dinner. Okay, I've removed half of the chicken breast. I did a whole pack of chicken breast in the crock pot, just seasoned up with some Cajun seasoning, which is kind of like our all-purpose. And then I added some onions and celery. Just let it slow cook for a few hours, and it is already tender and shredding up with just one fork. So I'm gonna add the remaining ingredients and finish cooking this part of the meal. I'm using 2 cans of cream of chicken soup today. Just gonna stir that right in with that good broth that those breasts have made. Next, I'm gonna bust open a can of biscuits. So here is my heaping dish of, I don't know what you would call these, if they're like the cheater chicken and dumplings or just chicken and biscuits. And I guess the only reason that I'm even bringing that up is I have people tell me that my food is not what I say it is, but I know that. I am over here just winging it. So good. Not necessarily a summer dish, but hey, if you can get away with making some comfort food like this in a crock pot on a summer day, then do it. Because crock pots are perfect for summertime food. Look at that. Yum. Little bits of celery and onion. All right, I'm gonna stand here and eat this whole dish if I don't get going. with you, huh? What'd you get into? I've been relying on this little air fryer that I got from Target. It was like their Bella brand. I got it a while ago, but I've really been using it a lot lately. And I'm going to make some little pizzas in it today using the Stonefire naan bread. Alright, so the shape is a little off, but it does fit. So I have my liner in, my bread in, and I'm just going to preheat it a little bit because this bread was in my fridge and it's cold. So I'm going to warm it up before I put the toppings on. Going in. Power, air fry, and start. Okay, well that was in the air fryer for all of about 2 minutes. So next what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave my, I totally wasn't recording when I thought I was. I don't know what we missed, but my crust was in for about 2 minutes on 400. I then added some sauce and some cheese, topped it with some of these cut and crisp pepperonis. Those were substituted out in my order for the regular pepperoni. Next, I'm just adding some onions, and I was just pointing out that I don't really care for raw onions, so if they don't get cooked enough in the air fryer for my liking, then I will just pick them back off again. So the last item that I'm going to add, I think, is green olives. I love green olives on pizza. I love black olives too, but I am just really into these green olives right now. So we're going to put some of those all over and get our pizza into the air fryer. Just tuck it into bed like so. And I'm going to let it just finish up for the remaining 16 minutes. If it takes that long, I will look, because I'm going to tell you I'm not real familiar with this air fryer, so I just kind of put things in for whatever amount of time and temperature and then just keep an eye on it. Okay, it definitely did not take the whole 16 minutes. It only took 8. So I'm gonna grab this pizza out, set it down here on my board, and let that cheese cool just a bit before I start cutting it. I don't want to pull all the cheese off of it. But it looks and smells so amazing, and it only took a few minutes to make a pizza. This is certainly one way to get a really quick dinner made without heating up the whole house using the oven. A knife works well, but anyway, there's my pizza. Let's see if we've got any cheesy. Oh yeah. So good. Alright, so just showing you what I am doing today. I have some eggs that I have beaten. I've done about, I didn't count them. I think I did about a dozen, but they were mostly some of the smaller brown eggs that we get from our chickens. Over on the stove top, I'm cooking up a pack of bacon. I had a random pack of bacon in the fridge, thought I wanted a bacon sandwich, changed my mind, and decided I wanted to make some sausage gravy and an omelet. So I am just browning up and chopping up a whole roll of just regular breakfast sausage. Next, I'm just going to remove some of the sausage into a separate bowl. This will be the filling for our omelet. Now that the sausage is cooked through, I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour. Okay, so I decided that we need a little bit more grease in our gravy, so I'm adding a chunk of butter. So next I'm pouring in just some cold milk out of the refrigerator, and the way that I measure, I just usually add milk like I would to a bowl of cereal. Now, how is that for some technical cooking tips? All right, we love black pepper, so we're using a bunch. And some salt, because otherwise your gravy just tastes like flour. And we're getting some good bubble action, so we want to make sure that we're continuously stirring and getting all of the bits off of the bottom. You do not want your milk to scald. Make sure you go around the side of the pan. Like it's getting too thick, just add a little more milk. All right, I'm going to turn it off. Let's give it the test here. So one way to tell if your gravy is done, just get your spoon coated. Use your finger. If it stays separated, you're good. So if there's one thing that I know about an omelet is they come in all shapes and sizes. So if this doesn't look like an omelet that you've seen before, this is just the way that I make them. One of my sons and I have omelet challenges all the time, and we have very different opinions on how to make an omelet. But that's a little bit of fun between the two of us. A little too much egg, but you can't take it back once you start. And just me, but I like to salt the egg as it's cooking so that you have flavor on every layer. Alright, so the way that I do it is I just move my eggs around and then let the uncooked portions move to the bottom so they can get cooked. Some people use a lid, some people flip them. So I know what my abilities are, and neither one of those work for me.
Whose omelet is that?
I think there's a little bit of onion in there that's already chopped up.
Oh.
Look and see if you see another bag. It's white onion though. This is going to be yours. Will that work? Yeah. I was going to ask you if you wanted that.
Did you put the cheese in already?
No, not yet.
Can I put these on?
Yeah. So this first omelet is Bill's, and he likes onion as well as some sausage. And he's going to go ahead and sprinkle some shredded cheese. Oop, I totally missed the whole flip over, but as you can see, I've flipped the other side, and this is a huge omelet, and we do this on purpose. We are not playing around, are we?
Your husband's a big man.
So now we're going to carefully slide that onto the plate, and he's got some of the bacon there on the side. And we'll finish it off with some gravy on top. Well, the only bad thing about making omelets is you have to make them one at a time. Well, at my house I do. If there's a way to make multiple, I don't know it, and I would probably not be good at it because that would require a lot of multitasking. But I did manage to make my omelet a little thinner. Yeah, Bill is just a bigger eater for one, and it just was an accident that I dropped so many eggs down. I'm going to give it a little hand because they're not pouring that well, and I just like to get as much of the uncooked egg out to the side so that I don't have anything, I don't want any surprises. When I bite into my omelet, I do not want any of that egg slime. Alright, anyway, I'm going to repeat the process the same as Bill's. Only I am not adding onions to mine.
Those